Hi everyone. Today I'm going to explain and give you few tips how you could set up your own lab at home using vmware workstation. Uh, this reference you can use to set up any sort of lab, be it firewall device, F5, or any other virtual lab that you may want to set up. But the part that I'm going to cover, how you could prepare a topology and configure in a VMware and the vnets and the virtual nets and everything, how you can configure so that you can build the connectivity, you can get the GUI access from, and what NAC you should put in a NAT mode and a host only and all. So I thought to put everything in one video. So if you are planning to set up here, it's you could just follow this these many steps, and you could start with. So let's get started. So for this, I have my this topology sort of created for me. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to build a lab for my F5. So here I'm going to build one F5 device where there will be 3-4 interfaces I can start with. I can have the secondary box as well, which can be in a HA build. So part of this, I'm not going to cover how to configure F5 per se, because that is a different concept. I will if you want, I can cover this in the next video, but in this video I'm going to give you tips how you could spin up your VM instance in the VMware workstation to get access of the any OVA that you can install and the configuration from a VMware workstation perspective. So what I'm going to do, I'm taking one VM instance for running this F5 virtual instance, and there will be 3-4 interfaces, and I'll just start with the external interface and management. Okay, so this whole topology I'll cover in an upcoming video, where I'll prepare videos to showcase and create a lab for ASM configuration or LTM configuration in detail. But let me walk you through the VMware side of configuration. So first, the day one job, or what we can do. Okay, so this is a table I have just created for my reference. I'll start with 4 VLAN. And the first thing first, I'll start with the management, and this is any address range of your choice you could allocate. So for understanding, I put that in a table, so that will be the reference point for me to configure. And 10.5 address I'll configure on the interface, and .1 will be the gateway, and this is the subnet. Okay, so when I configure IP and everything, so that you can follow me why I configure .5. So you can configure any IP address of your choice and the subnet of your choice, but the important part is how to configure and make the connectivity. Then once I'll have the management IP address configured, then I should have connectivity from my laptop to access that instance, either using GUI, graphical interface, or using CLI. Okay, let me then quickly open my VMware workstation. I have already installed in my laptop. It's very easy to install. Just download the VMware workstation, any version that you want. And in my case, I have installed VMware Workstation 17 Pro, and then I have downloaded one F5 image OVA, and I just opened this with VMware Workstation. So once you open that OVA instance with the workstation, it will show up here, and then what you could do, you can just go under this this part. You will be able to see here my computer and the instances that you have run. In my case, I just spin up one for my F5 lab. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click here, go in settings. I'm going to show how many the configuration, the memory and allocation that I have done. So this is very basic thing. Every instance that you want to run or open with the vmware workstation. So that's you do regular basis. The important part what I'm going to cover here is this configuration. Okay, so based on the my topology, what I did, I take the CLI of that F5 instance, and then I'll configure the IP address, what as I just explained, 10.5 into the in this F5 CLI. So, but here if you see from the network adapter perspective, so it's confusing which one will be the management and which one will be the external and where. So we need to do the binding for that. So the what I'll tell you how you could start with. You configure that CLI. Okay, then you can check the MAC address from there, and then you need to match the MAC address where the management interface it is showing. So how you can do, you can just go to advanced and see the MAC address ending AA0F. So this was the MAC address was associated with the management interface. So I will do the binding for that interface in the VNet 8 for it. Okay, and then similarly the other interface binding I will do. So I'm just, because part of this I'm just going to make the management accessibility reachable first thing first. So I just bind this one with the VNet 8. Why with the VNet 8? I'll explain you this. Let me open a virtual network editor for the VMware network. So once we install, it also install this virtual network editor console along with. So here you will see the vmnet. It's like a virtual network, we can say, and you will see a couple of here. You can add as many as you want. So first thing first, you just need to click on change settings. This you just need to run it. So then you will get a all option how to change all these settings and all right, so you can add the new network or remove anyone as you desire. So in my case I selected v1. So I first thing I need to just do the mapping of this vmnet with the NIC that I'm configuring into my in the instance that I'm running. So here I'm going to have 4 NIC, and I need to do the mapping of these NIC with the VNet as well. So what I'll do, I'll insert one column here further. Okay, so just to show the mapping. So here vmnet, I'll say mapping. All right. So what I'm going to do here, I'll do just the mapping here. So for the management, I did mapping for vmnet 8 here. You can select any vmnet. Okay, so I'll give vmnet 0 for external, 8 for this, and vmnet 1 for internal, and vmnet 2 or whatever number, next number I have for this one. Okay, so this mapping table I have created here, and then I have to define the vmnet mode. So there are 3-4 types of vmnet deployment, the mode that we can configure, like a bridged, net, host. So bridge is like a bridging, it connects a VM directly to the external network. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make vnet 0 as a bridged. Okay, bridged. All right, and this one I'll make a net. Why net? Because this is the management interface, and I want to access this with my host, my laptop. From I'll access the GUI console of this F5 device from my laptop. So I'll use this net sharing. So with net, what happens? The host IP address with the VM gets shared. Okay, so I'll able, as soon as I do this mapping and put that actual IP address allocation as per this sheet here, so I'll able to, and the once the VM instance is configured with this management IP range, and then I will able to ping that this F5 VM instance IP address, management IP address from my computer as well. Okay. Then the third one, the VM1 net, and two we can keep in host only mode. All right. This is where my servers and internal network will fall in, and this one also we can keep in host only. So this is the mapping I have done. Okay, this is really important because I spent a lot of time on doing this, and in the even first day I faced problem because I was not able to make the reachability from my laptop to the F5 management interface, GUI interface. If the reachability not there, then I will not able to take the GUI or CLI access from my host, from my laptop. Okay, so I thought to keep these things mapping and everything in a order, so you could easily follow this and set up your own practice lab at home. So the VM instance can be for anything. You can configure this for firewall, load balancer, and any other, the IPS, IDS, or any sort of instance you may run. So to make the reachability, the virtual network configuration and the NIC mapping and everything is really important. All right. So this in the summary from here, this table map and everything is I have got 4. So as number of VLAN you want, okay, and as number of VNet, vmnet you can configure, or if you want to put 2 NIC in the same network, so you can associate so many NIC into this one vmnet as well. That may vary depending on the requirement. So but in my case, what I decided to keep external in a different vmnet, and which will be bridged. The bridge will give the internet access from my computer to go out as well. Okay, once I'll prepare and move this lab further, so I'll start configuring the LTM and ASM policies and everything. So then I'll show you, because I'll host some application, and that application I'll access from my laptop. So the traffic will land through this external interface to the load balancer, and the management interface is used for management of this device. And internal interface is something where my backend servers, the services will host, and HA interface will be used for HA connectivity. Let's say I want to have a secondary device to cover if my active device has some issue. Okay, so just to summarize, based on the VNet, the number of NIC we need, okay, we can have the subnet allocation pre-hand. The subnet choice is completely on you. Whatever subnet you want to use, you can use 10 series all, or 192 or 172, whatever. So the important part is the vmnet and NIC mapping here. Okay. So if you do this way, as soon as you do it, you will able to ping this device IP address .5 from your laptop. Hope this may have been informative for you. Thanks for watching. Please share your comments.